Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Three Men and a Vape Show. It is Wednesday, 8 p.m, and that means we are here, ladies and gentlemen. Do not mind my arms this evening. Yes, it's very warm. I've got a fan. If you can hear like a buzzing noise, I've got a fan straight on my nads. It's just to keep me nice and cool, because it is damn hot out there. Damn hot. You can go things in your pants. It's damn hot.
Damn hot.
It's that hot. It's okay if you're a woman, but it's no good if you're in the jungle. I love
the
Good
man
Morning
playing a dude is another dude.
One man, he's just burst in flames.
Yes, man. He's found the Hutchman trail and went poof. Sorry if we're a little bit late. Mark was did an age thing there and went on the wrong. In fact, it's not. It's a Facebook thing, and I've got to admit myself. You know this thing now where they swap you over to a different account.
Mm.
You know, like what you might be in your solo one, or I might be in Little Bro Vapes as one, and it swaps you over, doesn't it?
Well,
Don't get me started on that shit.
I've got my Mark solo one, and obviously I've got my actual solo channel. And I only went over just to check some stuff, and I didn't even notice they'd done it.
He sat there waiting for us, so I had to phone Jan and go upstairs, make sure he's all right. I'm thinking, as he fell downstairs, broke a hip,
Keeled over.
keeled over. It's when we have that problem on the UK Vape Show, we have to send a pizza to Vic's house just to see if he's all right.
That was funny. That was the first ever time I was going to be on UK Vape Show and he just didn't turn up.
Yeah.
And it turned out he was just in a drug-fueled stupor.
Yeah, that was nothing to do with tramadol either. He'd been out all day on Guinness.
Just a drug-filled stupor. And
Caused 3 fights for 6 midgets.
Sending pizzas round to his house, telling him to put through letterbox. If you open the door and you hit something, just keep pushing till you get through. You'll be fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, the giving link for Children with Cancer UK is up at the top. Again, I keep saying on all the vlogs, if you can support it, please support it. If you can't, make sure you just share that link out there. It gives a chance for somebody else to be able to donate. 13 days in, nearly 2 weeks tomorrow. Everything's going all good. Make sure you catch them vlogs over on the Urban LBV channel. Mr. B.
Rather good.
Everything's good. Everything's really good, apart from my white arms. I didn't realise they were that white.
Okay.
We typical Yorkshire,
if you don't get them out in the sun, if you don't get them out in the sun, they're going to be white.
Do you know what as well? It looks like I've just got a dirty neck as well.
I haven't washed.
I haven't washed for 6 weeks.
Dirty neck, you.
Yeah, my mum would be sat there spitting on a tissue, trying to rub it into me.
We don't like wasting water in Yorkshire.
We don't, mate. There's not much of it. That always makes me laugh as well. We're getting into that point of the year where we'll end up having hosepipe bans, won't we? And I think to myself, all that rain that we've had all them months, what are they catching it in? A fucking colander?
You see,
I
was laughing.
Dorset and Cornwall, they were already out. Have a hosepipe ban now.
Already,
yeah.
I was laughing at that because we've got a jacuzzi. And every time there's a hosepipe ban, my wife goes out, enters the jacuzzi and refills it. Just for fun of it. It's like, fuck yeah, hosepipe ban bollocks. We're an island. You can go 50 miles either east or west and pick some water up.
Yes, Martin Saunders, yes, I've lost 7 pounds in the will to live.
Or £7, my wallet's somewhere if you find it.
If you lost any weight, yes, 7 pounds in the will to live. The problem is when you go to work and everybody else is absolutely leathered, and you're DJing and they're hanging around you, and it's just I don't know how I cope with it. Obviously, that's why I have a beer when I'm away.
See, when I used to do the doors, I had the same things. Obviously, you got to stay sober on the doors. Well, most of the time you do, and it was a real eye opener watching everybody else get absolutely leathered and you're sober, and you're trying to have conversations with people, and you're like, this is impossible.
You must end up turning into drunk Furbies.
Who?
Furbies, them little toys that you used to talk to.
Oh, the Furbies. Yeah, no. See, I used to be a doorman on a gay bar, which made it 10 times worse. And it was just, I tell you, them fuckers know how to party, but my God, do they not want to leave.
Yeah. Well, big shout out to everybody in chat for joining us week in, week out. Thank you so much. Mr. B, it's been a week. How's things been going? I know you've done a little bit of training. I know you started your TikTok channel. I know you've done a little bit of training, but obviously with it being a little bit warm, you've sort of had a couple of days off.
A little bit warm? Are you kidding? I've been sweating like a turkey who's just spotted Bernard Matthews staring at him. It's just, honestly, it's one of those things where I've got really painful rashes everywhere, and it's just too hot to work out. I can't breathe.
I do apologise for anybody who's eating the dinner.
You should have ate it by now. It's your fault. So it's just one of those things where you're struggling to breathe. And from my time of coaching American football and playing American football, when it came too hot, you always cancelled your session because it was more dangerous to train than it wasn't.
When I played football, that's it. You were out, bit of water, you were fine.
Yeah, well, sports science is coming to it a bit now.
Ah, sod it. Get your kids out there. Get them all hardened. They all end up turning all wrinkly by the time they're 16, but hey, sod it. Go on, get out there.
But the good news is, I didn't realise how hard resistance bands training was. I found out during this week that it was invented by an SAS dude, which probably should have given me a hint. But yeah.
Well, I did watch your first TikTok of you doing all these things, but the trouble is you sped it up, so all these faces that you were pulling.
You were brilliant. I were having a right giggle.
I were not.
Well, the thing is, when you're dealing with short form videos and you want to prove you've done a big fucking workout, like a 10-minute workout, you've got to speed it up to fit it into the short form. So it's kind of a...
We must have seen your cum face about 6 or 7 times in there.
Mate, if you are imagining me coming from the look on my face, that is on you, not me.
As long as you're not coming on me, that's a different thing.
I think the next one you do, I think you ought to have the Benny Hill music in the background.
Yeah. I'd love to, but the amount of songs I tried putting in first and you kept going, no, copyright. It's royalty free. No, it's copyright. No, it's not. You drove me mad. Paul was asking who's my favourite college team. Well, it'd be Louisiana. Why wouldn't it be?
Well, he might like somebody else.
No, Louisiana's the best.
It's like saying who's your
college team in the world.
In the world.
In the world.
My dearest brother, it has been 7 days. How are you, my friend?
I'm all right, buddy. I'm fine. Back at work.
I must say the studio is looking lovely. I enjoyed your little tour of it.
Yeah, I'm literally about 99% done. I've got blinds to put up, a couple of more guitars to put up. When you get to that point where you're tweaking and fettling, putting things there.
Yeah.
But basically, it's done now.
Oh, I bet you're way happy with that.
Oh, God, I'm well chuffed. It's completely transformed the room, completely. From how I've had it since we moved in. I've had it various different ways, but this is completely different.
Yeah, does it looks like a little bit more roomy as well for you?
It is, to be honest with you, a lot more roomy.
Yeah. I like the look of it.
And also, the way that the room is, I used to sit at the far side over there.
Yeah.
So I was facing a wall, even though I'm facing a wall now, but the window's just here.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
So you're not feeling claustrophobic in your own room, because I was literally sat in this wall here and that corner, and you seem to be just in that corner all the time.
Yeah, obviously
So
I've got the big bay window there, and that's why I sort of put myself at an angle once, and it was like I was facing that way, so I put it back to where it was. So you can see I'm the nosy bugger anyway, so you could see out the window.
Yeah,
so
and that was the whole idea. It was so like I can have the window open. Especially when it gets dark nights, it don't matter about a curtain because I couldn't have the window open. Whereas I had it before, I had to have them shut because obviously camera work.
It's like listening to two Sheldons off Big Bang Theory. My spot, it's perfect.
If I'm totally honest with you though, that I've got my curtain shut now, and that is because obviously you've got the lighting on. If you have the lighting on and everybody walking past thinking, what's happening in there?
I have blackout curtains which I have to use all day long just to try and keep the heat out of the room. It's incredibly hard.
I'll tell you one thing, the fun bit has been trying to sort the back lights out. The front lights, not a problem. But the back lights, trying to get that okayed. And then you have to find wiring and move stuff around. That's fun.
Yeah,
you want to try doing it in my room, where whoever designed this house needs a slap. But one of the biggest things he enjoyed doing was putting one electronic plug socket per room. One.
Well, that's what they did years ago. Obviously, it's probably been a while since it's been wired. But that's what they did years ago, didn't they?
But it's just one per room. So I have to have everything on this wall, regardless, because I can't put it anywhere else.
Is it still Bakelite?
Just let you know, when we had our house rewired, this room alone has 10 double sockets.
Well, that's because when you had it rewired, you did it so obviously for your studio and your music and stuff like that, didn't you?
How would you tell? And I'm still using doubles in 4 gangs and that lot.
Fucking hell. Just make sure you're not going up in flames.
See, the thing is, though, this has got its own ring circuit.
Yeah.
It's all completely separate to the house, so...
Mark, did you notice that we did have some people on the replay?
I did notice that we have some people...
Well, just before we get on to that, let me just tell you about the Wonderful Rochford Project. Ladies and gentlemen, get yourself over to the Wonderful Rochford Project. It is 3 Men Vape while the show's on all the way up to 12 o'clock. Gets you 15% off. Also, we will be doing your giveaway a little bit later on, so please stick around. Bro, I'll play that bumper for the people on the replay. People on the replay! I'm playing that again because I love it. People on the replay. People on the replay.
Right. So let me just drag this over here so I can read it. We've got 3 in total.
Lovely.
Got Gab Evans. Got up at 2:15 a.m. That's 2:15 in the morning. Had the show on in less than 5 minutes.
Boom.
Awesome. Big fist bump to you as well. We've got Bob, missed it. Working nights, sadly, get to watch it now. So obviously he's on the replay as well. And finally, we've got the Vaping Jack. Keep it Kings.
King's Custard, yes, we had the wonderful King's Custard. The reviews are out for that as well. Everything went well for it. Well, in fact, saying that, on Friday, his card, or either it's the merchant who does his card, that went down, so they had to find a new merchant.
I actually ordered my dad that 10mm Nick's out of the tobacco custard yesterday.
Good stuff. It is really nice. I was expecting with the sort of tobacco, you know, to get that sort of harshness, but you sort of get in that OG custard, and then you get in the tobacco coming out afterwards, and it is a really nice. And I can understand what I'm saying about the sort of feel of a net tobacco taste to it.
Yeah, like a tobacco leaf rather than an ashtray.
Yeah, an ashtray.
I'm not big on tobacco flavours. In my mind, psychologically to me, I gave up smoking to get away from tobacco, so why would I want to taste it? But never really enjoyed the flavour of the tobacco vapes. It's never tasted like tobacco to me. So I'd be interested to see what my dad sees of it. He's struggling with vaping.
Me and Mark was exactly the same. Now let us know in chat as well about whether you like to vape tobacco flavours. But when they started bringing out the pod systems, they started first off with the actual not refillable, so it was like an enclosed pod. So a lot of them had a tobacco enclosed pod, so you couldn't refill it back up. And we tried a few of them, didn't we, at the expos, and we went, quite like them.
They're getting there. They're getting there slow. I think when people like us say, "Oh, I don't like tobacco," it's because we had them years ago, and they've come a long, long way since then.
See, it's when I smoked, I obviously used to have the Berkeleys, but what I used to do is go to a tobacconist and get proper nice tobacco, like something like cherry flavoured tobacco, something like that, proper high-end tobacco.
A nice dark shag.
Yeah, there was all sorts. There was like dark cherry tobacco. There was a good dark shag, as you said. There was loads there, but it was all high-end stuff. So for me, when I tried the tobacco-flavoured vape, it just tasted horrible. It was just like, nope, can't smoke that. Nope.
You know, did you try them cigars, Aiden?
No, I didn't when they were there. They were just shutting down when I actually got there because they were quite busy as well, weren't they?
I didn't rate them much to theirs. They was very, very bitter.
Were they? Just looking here in chat, a lot of them, the 5 or 6 people who have put it in there, no, they do not like tobacco flavours.
But I think like Mark H is saying, modern day tobaccos are a lot better than the old ones. But I think a lot of us, especially the veteran vapors, have probably been stung with the old tobacco flavours and gone, nope, not going near that again. Fuck that shit.
I remember reviewing one which I think they were called Y2 or something, juices. They were actually that lovely lady, you knew her as well, from Bradford. She had a shop there and she sent us stuff out. Yorkshire Vape, yeah, really nice lady. And she sent, I think it was one of the first lot that I actually had sent out for review. But the tobacco was absolutely, it tasted like, I couldn't vape it. It tasted like actual ashtray. The nicest
tobacco I've ever had, and we're going, years and years ago. Can you remember it? It was called Sue, as in Sue the Indian.
Yeah.
What? All right, I was going to say, a vape named Sue.
Yeah, vape
How
news.
do you do?
But the last time I had a really nice one, which was very similar to that, was we did the Doncaster vape show where
Yeah.
it was outside, and we went in that tent. It was like a big circus tent, can you
Yeah.
remember? And there was a tobacconist there that was doing it, and theirs was gorgeous.
Yeah, what
I've
was
never seen it since.
it? Was it had like a hawk on it. Well, what were it? Oh, I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, it was really good, and I haven't seen
Hawks.
anything since then from them.
Simple vape saying you can't do tobacco on direct to lung. Technically you can, I just wouldn't advise it.
Why can't you?
Yeah, he's probably on about the flavour being too intense, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I know you can get it in 70/40
I used to do
tobacco.
direct to lung at 36 mil. We
Yeah,
are wife
milligram, yeah. RY4s, yeah. That's why Paul McCartney, Les Pickin, he did an RY4 for him.
I'll never forget.
Les Peckin used to do some amazing juices,
Well,
didn't he?
the sad news has come out that Liam, obviously Les passed away, God rest his soul, what a bloke he was. But he passed away, so his brother took over the actual shop. Now Liam, who did all the mixing and all the bits and bobs, he's now gone off to be a mechanic. So they've actually shut down the juice cabin. I think it shuts on the 18th or 19th of this month. So if you want to get yourself some juice, get yourself over to the juice cabin.
I remember when you went, I was gutted that I didn't go here. And he showed you all how he was doing all the different leaves and everything, and how he was. Honestly,
I've been there about 3 or 4 times. Lovely, lovely bloke. Obviously, he did the famous baked bean juice that I had. But yeah, lovely bloke. But yeah, it's sad. What else I was going to say to you all? Mr. P, you had a little bit to talk about, didn't you?
Oh, do I? As always. You know, this fat bastard's lips never stop moving.
But just 2 seconds. If you haven't got your hand checks in yet, people, there is still time for you to get your hand checks in. Go and get them in.
Yeah. So obviously, as you all know, I've been sort of helping myself with trolls by going on Twitter. So it's one of these things where I believe in, systematic desensitization. If you get used to it, eventually you don't care about the trolls. So I'm trolling through Twitter, and I see this post.
Yeah,
to explain the picture, that's where there were no words, just a picture. And the picture was a cigarette with analog cancer next to it, and a pod system, like a beginner starter pod system with electronic cancer next to it. And I'm like, pardon? No, I need to read this. And the comments were amazingly stupid. There were one guy who was saying, the vape company will make you believe anything. The fact is, the vaping oils and oils is dangerous. Well, no, there's no oil in vaping first. Another guy turned around and said, and I swear to God, it's exactly what he said, that China invented vaping as a backdoor form of terrorism to kill off people in the United States and Europe and the West. And then another guy put a link to WebMD. Now, if you don't know what WebMD is, it's basically the American version of our NHS diagnosis system. Like self-diagnosis through NHS. So it's their WebMD. And their WebMD, in fact, I'm going to bring it up. 1 second, so I can read this perfectly, word for word. Go there.
Also in chat, let us know any of the sort of false stories that you've actually heard about vaping. Let us know some of the silly stories that you've heard. I've heard loads.
I mean, after the 12 years of vaping, I think we've heard it all now.
Yeah.
Oh no, this one's a cracker. So, e-cigarettes, sometimes called vapes, run on batteries and heat up nicotine, flavourings and other chemicals. They turn into vapour, so a vapour you can breathe in. Many chemicals that cause cancer are in this vapour. That includes formaldehyde, heavy metals, and particles that can get stuck in the deepest recesses of your lungs.
Nope, all been proved.
That is on WebMD. And I'm sat there going, are you kidding me?
It would take me about 10 minutes to roll up every single one you've just said and prove it wrong.
Yeah, well, there were a few sensible English people in there going, right, so we're supposed to take your word over the Royal College of Physicians. Really? And it's
Well, before we go any further, the formaldehyde case was actually an Ego and CE4 kit, and it was done on an automatic inhaler. So it was an automatic draw, and it was drawing when there was zero e-liquid in the actual tank, and it was drawing on a silica wick. And even then, the actual formaldehyde that they actually registered in it were parts per million.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, obviously, it's common sense. In the UK, we've got common sense about vaping. But on this Twitter post, it blew my mind how many English people were commenting saying vaping was as bad as cigarettes.
Yeah,
English people.
Again, like you were saying there, Mark, they did the test, and that's also where the metals bit come.
Well, I mean, the metals one, what that 2014-15, that was a big thing, especially when prior to that, most people was just vaping on Canthal, and that was about it. Then obviously all your different nickel, titanium, your stainless steel. It was when the temperature control thing became a thing in vaping.
Yeah.
And Dr. Farsalinos actually delved deep into this one, because obviously they were saying that you are literally heating a metal, and you will get fibers that are coming off the metal. There's no denying. But it's thousands upon thousands of mils per unit. It's so like that little, you might as well go outside and a car drive by and you'll get more metals in your...
Well, you got the didn't they do something with carcinogens where it proved that you could actually get more chance of catching cancer from eating steak than you could vape?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They did also a study, about 5 years ago in America, where they did a test. They had a vape shop with people happily vaping, and they did the test of the air quality in there, and then they literally stepped outside and did the exact same test. There was more harmful chemicals, more harm and carcinogens outside than there were in the actual vape shop.
Yeah, the thing that you were on about there, Mark, when they did the tests as well, where they was doing it electronically, there was overdoing the silica wicks, where obviously we know when your coil starts tasting bad and you're not getting the flavour, know that, or the juice isn't tasting right, you know that you've got to change and clean your coil. You'd stop vaping it. Now, when it's them cartomizers that they was doing it on, they've just overdone it. I think they were doing like 1,000 and odd puffs. You don't get 1,000 odd puffs off of one of them.
Although, did anyone see that Jay Hayes video a couple of years ago now, where he recorded someone from the New York University coming in to ask his advice about these tests they're running, and what they were doing was they were putting a vaping device on this machine or whatever and just firing it. No air going through it or anything, just firing it for like 14 to 20 seconds. And Jay's like, where's your airflow coming from? Well, we don't really need airflow, we're just measuring what comes out. He goes, no, you need airflow. It's the most important part to vaping is the airflow. And he says, why are you burning for 14 seconds? Well, that's what the average vapor does. What? No, the average is about 3 to 4 seconds.
And you've got to think, most devices have a 10-second cut-off.
Yeah. I just couldn't believe it. And this was an actual person from doing the test from the New York University.
Colette was saying there that her daughter's pregnant, and she's been to the midwife and said that she asked if she was smoking. She said, no, I'm vaping. And she'd said that was fine. I think we were talking about this a couple of weeks back as well, that they're going to be offering women who are pregnant, I think it's £400 to stop smoking.
£400.
Which I think
it's like nicotine. I mean, there's the big thing, especially in America, about nicotine. And Health England openly admitted about 2 years ago they regret how they emphasised nicotine being bad.
Yeah.
Now, if you go back into the late 70s, early 80s, there used to be a Superman advert, and he used to chase off the villain Nick O'Teen.
Nicotine!
And he was the bad one. Yeah. And they regret doing it because now, obviously, vaping's become very, very popular now. And it's not the nicotine that there was the problem in the first place.
The thing is, nicotine is addictive.
And all the chemicals in cigarettes.
Well, nicotine is addictive. The natural source of nicotine, which is pretty much what we use, is addictive, but it's not harmful. Now, in cigarettes, what they actually do... Does anyone remember the Big 7 court case with cigarettes, where the CEOs of the Big 7 tobacco companies were put in front of a judge? And what they actually proved was that nicotine was being chemically changed to make it more potent, and they was adding chemicals into the cigarettes to change the physiology of your brain so that it acts more aggressively to nicotine.
Yeah, I think I watched a documentary on that.
That's right. Well, the combination of doing the two makes cigarettes 10 times more powerfully addictive than what nicotine, a natural nicotine, should be able to produce. But because of that, people see the nicotine in cigarettes as the exact same thing that's going to interface, and it's not.
No, it's not the same thing. Also, on a cigarette, you absorb it into your bloodstream far quicker than you do with your vape.
Yeah,
that's because of the chemicals they put in.
I also say to people that, obviously, do you drink coffee? And they go, well, yeah, or tea. I said, well, caffeine is no different to nicotine. It's addictive.
The beauty thing, I don't get what anyone says, the beauty about nicotine as well, it automatically tells you when you've had too much.
Yeah, you start seeing pink elephants.
It's the only drug that I know that tells you, no, you need to stop.
I take it you've never pulled a greenie then?
Whitey.
Well, obviously that was
a greenie in my house, it was a greenie.
Green is what you snot, it's a whitey.
No, greenie, because you physically turned green if you smoked too much cannabis.
Yeah, but around here it's called a whitey.
We obviously went a little bit further than the white stage.
About that and his magic green stick.
Yeah,
But it does, nicotine does. As soon as you've had too much nicotine, it makes you feel sick.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's just same as Jason said, that the NHS is our friend, and they're doing all they can to promote that.
Nicotine is in tomatoes. I'll never forget that Simpsons episode where they put nicotine in tomato gum to smack us.
Nicotine is in tomatoes, but it's in that small amount.
Yeah, and eggplants.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Bear in mind that our Norwegian brethren have been using snus for how many decades?
Oh, Sweden and that, yeah, snus.
You know, and snus has been going for that long. It was used in restaurants as an after-dinner aperitif. You know, you'd have your meal, then you'd have a snus pouch, put it in your mouth or whatever. And it's...
I tried that one. There was actually a bad set at Expo one year, wasn't there, Mark? And that girl, she ended up burning all her mouth, and it all ulcerated.
Yeah, but that one snus though, was it? That was that e-liquid.
No, it was snus.
Or it?
Yeah, it was one of them. You know, obviously the little baggies with what you put into. Yeah, no, it wasn't e-liquid. It was snus, and I can't remember the company what it was called. But I actually got some of the stuff. But I went there, and they went, "What would you like?" I think they were like, I can't remember the actual nicotine strengths, but I went for the lowest, and I put it in, and I'd already got like a little bit of a dry mouth, you know, from trying all the liquids. I put it in there, and I started spinning out. It was horrible.
This is an interesting one.
So I wanted water, so I ended up having to. I said, "Can I have some water, please?" They give me fizzy, warm water.
Oh no, that's the worst.
That made me feel even worse than what that were actually doing. But at the same time, that year there were like 2 or 3 people that had burnt them.
They might as well give you Alka-Seltzer.
Oh, horrible.
This is an interesting point. Hertigan Online, I'm probably just completely smashing name there. Smoking. I love the smell of a cigarette burn. I guess I'll always be addictive. That's really weird because my dad still, Jules, he still smokes. And when I get picked up on a Sunday morning to go to the swimming pool, he smokes in the car and it makes me feel physically sick. Because I've been off cigarettes that long now. All I can smell is all the chemicals. It's really weird.
And you notice though, I mean, like I said, I ain't had a cigarette in 12 years. I mean, you notice, you know how you get some people that if they have beer, it kind of lingers on them?
Yeah.
And it's same with cigarettes. Some people can have a cigarette and you don't even notice it. Then other people, it just stinks.
Well, it
makes me actually physical sick.
We've got brand new next door neighbours. They're absolutely lovely, no problem with them at all. But they smoke. So when they first moved in, they sort of used to stand outside their back door, which is like right where our windows are. So they started smoking, and you used to just we were coming in, and it absolutely reeked. So eventually Lou had to say, look, we're not being funny, can you just walk around the corner? Which she said, yeah, no problem. They went around the corner, but you could smell it in your house. Where if I'd have been smoking, I probably wouldn't have even noticed it.
No.
I've just had a text from 3 months ago. Faxi, they want the joke back. Mr. B, tell us about second-hand vaping. Fucking hell.
Yeah, we'll leave that one for tonight. We'll skip over it. I know where you're going with that, Faxi. I know where you're going, brother. But yes, it is. It's these stupid things that people tell you about vaping that it's just as bad as smoking.
I can't believe that it's actually still a thing. I really can't.
I can't.
As all the information that's out there.
As a reviewer, do you know, obviously, when you're wandering around and people say it to you, do you start get that little tickle in your belly where you get a little bit angry and you're like,
I want to slap them.
Not...
I want to physically slap them. If I was walking through the gym or whatever, or going to the swimming pool, and someone saw me vaping and said, do you realise vaping's just as bad as cigarettes? I would probably attempt to drown them. They just, I can't.
You just get used to it. You can't argue with stupid.
No. You've got that. I've got
an attempt.
I've got a little old lady who does karaoke at work. Right, her name's Nolene. She's absolutely lovely until she's had too many gins, and then she starts getting a bit angry and forgets that she's sung on the karaoke and says she needs to sing a song. And it's like, no, she's about 80 odd, but she keeps coming up to me going, "You want to stop that smoking? You know it'll kill you." When it's not smoking, it's vaping. And then I have to explain it all to her. And then by next week, when she has a few more gins, she completely forgets about it. So now I just go, yeah, I'll have to. You know what I mean? I don't want to carry on doing it. Right, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll still say, before we go any further, the best one was, I was stood outside, well...
The bus station.
Outside, at the bus station, stood next to a bus that was running, and I got told off for vaping.
I'm trying to work out if what Simple Vape has said is in trying to say someone says it to him or if he actually believes it. The coil's metal getting warm is dangerous.
I'm not quite sure where he's going with that one.
No. I'm hoping he's just using it as an example as what someone said to him or her.
Stop pissing old ladies. Village Vapor, lovely to see you, John. I hope you're okay, buddy. Just a general vapor. I've had to refrain myself from throttling folk who bring up popcorn lung. Yeah, that's another fantastic one, that.
Thank you, Simple. Woo! Thank you. No, I don't believe it. People say it. Thank God for that.
That is the wonderful Toma. Make sure you get over and check his channel. He is a lovely bloke, all the way from Israel. Lovely, lovely bloke. Yeah, that popcorn lung really just winds me up to bits.
I mean, the best thing about the popcorn lung thing, with your diacetyl and everything, even when the popcorn lung happened in the popcorn factories,
they never got it.
We still don't know what actually caused it.
No, they only called it popcorn lung because
they believed it was diacetyl that was causing the popcorn lung, but they actually still couldn't prove it, but they just left it, yeah, it was diacetyl.
And there's been no proven cases in vaping that there is diacetyl. You've got to think there is not one death from vaping, meaning vaping the proper stuff. You know, like, you've got the proper liquid, you've got the proper device, you've got everything like that. There's not one death out there. The only time there's been anything to do with it was obviously with them carts that went around America where they was putting, was it vitamin E?
Yeah.
Vitamin E acetate.
Acetate, yeah, in it. That was the problem. And I've had people bring that up to me, say, well, there's acetate. Well, there isn't. That might be in people who are doing THC or whatever else, and it's been mixed like that. But if you buy your juice from a reputable company, then you're going to be absolutely fine. And you can say this about, say, vodka. How many times have you heard about somebody going blind because somebody's put antifreeze?
Yeah.
Antifreeze in it. Formaldehyde in it. They've gone blind.
Did you hear on, I was going to say, I don't know if you guys watched the news, but on Look North, they're now on about in schools suspending kids if they're caught with vape devices.
Did that happen with cigarettes?
No.
Yes.
I don't think they were suspended.
They tried to suspend me.
Yeah, I don't think they were suspended in my time at school.
No, they tried. They depend on the school, I suppose. The posts that really anger me the most, right, you'll have seen them. It's the picture of a guy in a hospital bed with a picture of an IV next to him full of liquid, and he'll say, and the headline will be, "This is how much liquid they've taken out of my lungs because I've been vaping for like 5 years."
Oh, I don't know about the vaping side of it. Unfortunately,
And it's
me and Mark got to watch his mum, and that was from smoking. And the black shit that we watched her die from it. The black
what
shit.
they were claiming is that all the liquid that they pulled out the lungs was the juice from the vaping.
No.
That's what they claim.
It didn't work that way.
I see them every time and I go, oh.
That's not great, that. Right, we're running out of time like normal. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be doing your Rochford giveaway very, very shortly. Don't forget you can use 15% off. You can use 3 Men Vape. Gives you 15% off all the way up to 12 o'clock tonight. Get yourself over there. We are going to do, it is hand check time, people.
It's that time, people. It's hand check time.
Big screen time.
Here we go, folks. Here we go. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, grab your socks and hold your cocks. It's hand check time. If you want to get involved in hand checks, just go to the 3 Men and a Vape show group and you'll see this lovely picture and you can just comment with your hand checks. Now then, Mark Howard Evil, who, by the way, is selling some cheapy, corrupted juice, bloody cheap stuff. And he's selling like 10
It's really, really good. It's there online there. Corrupted Clouds is really, really good just stuff.
Yeah, I believe he was telling me that the company's gone kaput. So he's just getting rid of the backlog. But it's just, if 10 bottles for 30 quid is a serious offer. So he's got the usual setups tonight. For me, every day is a serious day. So we've got his collections of sex devices and what he wants to be buried in.
I don't think it'll fit in there. What's
Try.
the tank? Or the RDA?
I'm going to say, well, that looks like an Asgard.
That's an Asgard.
That I can't tell, and that looks like an Asgard as well.
Hmm.
So I'm
Yeah,
going to
well,
go with
the other
Asgard Mini on that one. Asgard Mini there. And if I was a gambling man, which I am not, I'm going to say I don't have a clue on the third one. Can't really see it because it's just too black. Right, let's see who else we've got here. So, we've got, oh, what a name, Clint McNutt.
I love that name.
With this, it's Dalro? Never
I'm
heard
not
of
quite
that.
sure. What is that, Mark?
It's a nice little,
It says Delro.
is it Delro?
Yeah.
Dyro?
D-E-L-R-O. Delro.
Delro. So
I
yeah,
like that
these-
drip tip as well.
yeah, you like it because it's ribbed for her pleasure, that's why.
I'm overly keen on the panel myself.
Yeah, moving on, we've got William Dobson on the Pulse AIO with a 0.5 with the
That's
I'm
custom
not a PC
panels.
fan, but that is nice.
That's
Yeah,
nice,
no, that is nice. I like floral patterns, but that pattern has always reminded me of my grandma's living room.
Thanks,
You
Bugs.
see, that reminds me of my old underpants my mum bought me.
Okay.
They were pasty.
Well, there you go, William Dobson. Your mod reminds solely of his underpants. So,
He's got some lovely strawberry jam in there.
Ooh.
oh, Billy Lee Rice. She sent it. Billy Lee is not my lover. We've got the Dead Rabbit V3 RDA, the Diesel RTA, the Dead Rabbit V3 RTA, the Arbiter V2 RTA, the Carlin V3 RTA, the Arbiter RTA, and the Brunhilde 103 RTA. RDTA.
I didn't like that diesel RTA. She's got the bubble glass on it, but with the straight glass on it, it didn't half take some wicking.
The Diesel is the only RTA to date that I couldn't wick and threw away. No matter what I did, it either leaked, spat, or just caused me a whole load of headaches. And then
It's how the airflow was set up round it.
It was weird. And to this day, it's the only RTA I've ever just given up on and thrown away.
And she's put a few of my favourites ready for tonight's full of vape shows. Well, Joe, thanks very much. She supports every show. She's absolutely amazing.
Billy Lee's awesome. Right, Nigel Brooks with the Purge Slam.
Nice one.
With
Slam
the
piece is
Nightmare
lovely, that.
28mm. That is a nice setup.
Yeah.
I always text me back to when me and Mark went to London Vape Show for Vape Finder, and they come round for us to test it. Whack.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got 4 of them now.
And I still say that is one of my favourite all-time RDAs.
Yeah, it's a damn good RDA.
Yeah, the flavour on it is fantastic. We've got Craig Walsh, finally, big love to Waiting Crew, Xmas in June.
And we know your address now as well.
Yeah. Anybody who wants a party, got the address, you can go down at a moment's notice and he will put the kettle on. If you pay a £5, he will break out the dildos. We're moving on.
We didn't have to point it out, did we?
Hey, I'm offering a service here. You say I'm the bargain hunter. Nicky Maynard with the Ultrana Gaya Stabwood with the Juggernaut V2 and some strawberry macaroon.
Ooh.
I do like that mod. I own that mod. And I
Just
really
not
like
keen
it.
on them colours.
You hate the button, don't you? 'Cause it all sticks out. I remember you waxing lyrical on me about it.
Yeah, I don't like the colours either. That that sort of like it should be a kitchen worktop.
Say
Sorry,
it as
Nicky.
it is, bro. Say it as it is.
I don't think you're winning this week, Nicky.
You've got to think that's just my opinion. Everybody each to their own. It's
Absolutely. Matthew Kerry. Hey, everyone. Hope you're all surviving well in the heat. No, I am not, but thank you for thinking of us. Today I'm using the Caliburn X with some refreshing pink lemonade by Elefic.
big shout out as well. A big shout out. Let me know, Matthew, what you reckon to that e-liquid. I wasn't that keen on it.
Yes. Oh, we've got a bomb. We've got a bomb, folks.
Oh, yes.
Oh, the Marvick Skeleton King. That is gorgeous.
Okay,
That is stunning. And I even like the RTA on top. It's a bit Marcus Rashford, but I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a bit blingy, but I like it. Moving on, we've got Gary McShane with the Stubby 21 and Crimson Seed. Really doesn't change that much, to be honest. You don't need to change when you've got a mod that looks that nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice.
I've got a big shout out to Gary for my Stubby 21.
I now need to find one of them because that is stunning.
That is really nice, that.
That
Yeah, but it's also engraved up top and out as well. It's really
is it an
nice
engraving,
mod.
not a print?
It's actually engraved on top.
Jesus. That takes some work. That's a stunning. Evil. Oh, no, we've already done this one. Hang on. We've got Ben Martin with the Dead Rabbit Max on the top side jewel today.
Nice.
Nice matchy. I wonder what Red Zeppelin is. What flavour is that meant to be?
I wonder if it's like a Red Astaire.
I'm thinking more aniseed, I reckon. Or maybe...
That's what Red Astaire is.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said Fred Astaire, as in dancing Fred Astaire. Moving on, we've got Paul Pugs Foster. Aidan unimpressed with the Dead Man's Hands, Stabwood 17.
Nice
Cough Cereal, number 2.
Big love, Bugs.
That is not an unimpressed face, that's a, oh my god, I'm going to spunk face.
Well, you know all about that. I've been doing my band resistance.
Well,
I think it's more of he's just ready to let one. No one knows. I've just secretly let one go.
Yeah, and I'm
It's
sniffing
that
it up.
It's that almost relaxed.
our favourite bunny has sent one in the BP Mods lightsaber. Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars, with the Wick Liquor Blue Moon Soul.
That's his the new flavour as well from Wick Liquor with the salts. What? Let us know what you think of that bunny, the new juice. I like that mod as well.
That mod's
I like
nice.
the new labels that Whitlicker are doing.
Yeah, really good.
It's
Really
a lot
are nice
easier to
new
read,
labels.
aren't they? A lot easier to read. Well, there you go, folks. That is your hand checked. So, so thank you for getting involved. Don't forget, if you want to show off your mod, and we all know, I think, who the winner is this week. I'm going for this one.
Yeah, I think I'll go for that as well. That is nice,
Yeah,
isn't
I've
it?
got to admit that's nice.
Yeah, when you get a limited edition number 2 Serial Seraphine in there, that's got to win. Well done, Paul. You've won this week. You have the pride of being able to tell everyone you've got the best mod. So, that's it. That's all your hand checks. Thank you.
Bunny says it's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much to everybody who does put your hand checks in, week out. Make sure that you're ready for next week and get your hand checks in. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. Big love. we're going to stay with you, Mr. B, as well, because we're getting to that point of the evening. It is coming to 10 to. Just while Mr. B gets his deals ready, don't forget we'll be doing your Rochford project in just a second. I am going to, in fact, I'll set that up now.
Oh.
If I set that up now,
Granville, fetch your cloth.
yeah. If I set that up now, that means we can get it all up and running. Because I don't want to run over like we have been doing for the lads on the Benny Vape show. So please make sure.
Oh, they've been telling us off again.
I think Graham just had a little word with me, and I don't want to upset our Graham. And it's a quick reminder from our Graham.
he make you round back at corner of the pub when look, bitch. I'm sick of you.
Get Rochford in, ladies and gentlemen, and we will roll it.
There we go. Right, should we do the deals while you're waiting to roll?
Right then, it's time for Deals of the Week. I think I pressed this
A
one.
message from deep within the jungle. I've searched high and low for a lot of the deals. So here from Vape, Deals of the Week.
Right, onto the big screen.
All I want to do is do it. Right, here we go.
Pickle, pickle.
So we're going to start off over our friends at eSig1, who have decided, in their absolute madness, to sell the Steam Crave Hadron Mini DNA 100C for practically half price. It was $129.99 and they've dropped it to $69.99. But you can only get it in gunmetal while stocks last. What do you reckon to that one, boys?
I like that. I've got it. I really like it.
70 quid, worth it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
There we go. There we
The
go.
only thing Mark didn't like about that is the size of tank that you can fit on it.
Yeah.
It does look a
A
bit...
couple of bits of the thing. My door were a bit loose, but reading other people and seeing other people's, there's fine.
Yeah, mine were alright. I really like that. It's 21,700. Ticks all the boxes, and it is very light as well.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's
And
fantastic.
it's got
There you
DNA.
go.
And at date, it's a DNA 100C. So
Well, if you've got a spare 70 quid, that's what I'd be spending it on. But hold on to your horses, because eSig1 are selling the THC Mike Vapes Blaze Solo for just £26.49.
that's
and
good.
it comes
That's
in
not-
stainless steel.
Yeah, has it?
Black gunmetal, gold, depression blue, and matte black. With a funky drip tip.
I like that drip tip.
That drip tip's gorgeous. That's drip tip porn, is that? That's nice. I might get it just for the drip tip. So, yeah, so that's $26.49, but this is a cracking deal. The Freemax Maxus Max Pro 168 watt. Still one of the best pod mods I have ever used. They've dropped it down to $29.99, making this a brilliant go-to-work mod.
I mean, they're virtually giving it away, aren't they? Even if you
Pretty
don't
much.
like the pod, the mod.
Well, it's a perfect go-to-work mod. It bangs out flavour for fun. Yeah, might be a problem in a small space because it does generate some serious cloudage. But yeah, $29.99, you can't fault that one. Moving on to our friends over at Washington Vapes, who are selling the Offroth Next Mesh Subohm Conical Mesh Pro Tank for just £15. It says no glass included.
I would imagine that's like the spare glass. They're not just going to send you the
Yeah.
tank out of nowhere.
Yeah, but they've got one Spectrum in stock and one Gold in stock. But for 15 quid, again, a cheap go-to-work Subohm tank.
It's a good little tank, that. I
Them off
reviewed it.
calls are all right as well.
I can't knock that 15 quid. I really can't. But better yet is our friends over at Grey Haze. Now, if you're looking for a go-to-work mod or a night on the town mod, check out this Digiflavor Luna kit with the Lumi tank for 7 quid. The whole thing for 7 quid.
You're talking about, we've seen this a number of times and it's gone down and gone down. They've gone for like the double barrel. I think Toma's got one of these, haven't they? But yeah, I think 7 quid.
7 quid for a going out mod or a go to
You know,
work.
Summer, if you're going away,
Yeah, going on holiday.
holiday, take that instead of your best mod.
Yeah, 7 quid. You don't buy 3 of them. Don't give a fuck if you lose it. You got 21 quid. You got 3 of them. Jobs are good.
What's the coils in the tank?
Now you're asking. Now you're asking.
0.10.
Yeah.
Well, let's face it, you could buy the.
So you can have a 0.
You
You can have a 0.3.
disposables.
You can have a 0.3 canful, which is 30 to 45 watts. 2 mil tank. It's a 510 thing, so you can put any tank you want on there. You don't have to use the Lumi.
No, it's the Vupu musket you've got, which is similar to that.
Yeah, that Vupu musket is similar. But I don't think you can really knock that for £7.
Not for £7, no.
I mean, what's the disposable nowadays? £5?
Yeah.
It's not like that.
It's only £2 more. It's unbelievable. I think that's the deal of the century. Remember that Christmas at a Spider Cloud Flash at like £10?
Yeah.
This is in that range. You know what I mean? You buy them while you can. You've got white, you've got blue, you've got red, you've got black. They don't have green, I don't think. Unless they're calling that blue. Maybe. Possibly.
Yeah, they're calling that blue, aren't they? Looks more green.
It's more like cyan to me with a hint of green. So just to go over what we've got the Steam Crave Hadron Mini DNA at $69.99 from eSig1. You've got the Mike Vape's THC Blaze Solo RTF $26.49. You've got the Freemax Maxus Pro for $29.99. You've got the off Next Mech Sub-Ohm tank from Washington Vapes at £15. And Grey Haze is giving you a Digiflavor Luna kit with Lumi tank for £7. Those are your deals of the week.
If I'm honest with you, the Freemax, you can't really beat that Freemax for that sort of price, can you?
No, not for that
kit?
price. Even if you don't like the tank.
People are saying like, oh, it's ugly. It might be ugly. £7. Do you give a fuck?
Not for a work mod. I do agree, it is ugly. It's not, but I'm not quite sure what size Atty you can fit on there. But if you
probably 22.
Yes,
maybe it might even be 24. Let's see if it says. I don't think I've gone rid of it now. Hang on. Let's see if it says.
But for argument's sake, you can wait for a holiday to Butlins or Skeggy.
It's a 24mm.
So you can fit quite a nice big. So if you've got something that's mouth to lung on that, bit of Nick salts.
For a go to work or a go on holiday or a going out mod for £7, it's better value than a disposable because you can just keep putting your liquid in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to roll your giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. Let's roll it. Oh, lovely. He's doing its normal thing. Right, we're doing it that way. It's not letting me do it that way either. Oh, don't start doing this to me,
Depends if you've got enough work mods. Well, if you've got enough work mods, you don't need it. But
yeah,
not everybody's got a load of work mods.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, I mean, like I said, if you're going out with your mates, instead of taking your best mod,
it's a type of mod you don't give a shit if you lose.
Exactly. It's £7.
Well, if I took this out with me, which is the gorgeous one that was made for me kindly by Chico, and I lost that, I would cry for a week.
Only a week? I'd be in months.
No, I'd cry for a week because then I'd be back onto Chico and say, how much for a new one, please?
Yeah, I need a new one, please. Right,
I need a new one, please.
It was playing up. It's played up. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to have to do.
I've got the finger of doom ready, mate.
Right, what we'll do is just give it just 2 seconds. Just say your goodbyes. So we'll go. Well, we've got 5 minutes. We're all right.
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
Say your goodbyes, Mr. B.
Listen, folks, we do have to leave now because if we don't, Benny Vapes will have a fit. So I'm going to say goodbye in the quickest way possible. That is by telling you a story. Once upon a time, no. Everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Hopefully catch me next Tuesday on the Huddle at 8 p.m, assuming the weather isn't hotter than Satan's scrotum. Thank you very much. See you next week.
Over to my wonderful brother.
Guys in chat, thank you so much. It's been absolutely awesome. Aidan, Mr. B, love it. If you'd like to see a little bit more of me, you can watch me on the Home Service Live tomorrow night at 7:30 with Billy, with Betty and BFG.
You've got Billy Lee on the brain, haven't you? You got Billy Lee. Billy Lee is not on my show.
Do you know what it was? I looked, chat's just in the corner there, and yeah.
It was Billy Lee. I think we are going to have to... I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are going to have to do the finger of doom. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it up and down. Just tell me when to stop. I'm going to roll. I'm rolling up and down. I'm rolling up and down.
Stop.
And the winner is Neil Hart.
Use all heart.
Yeah, Neil Hart is stopped on. Just above him was it was on Rochford. Below him was Steampunks. And then above him was Gary F 1872. Neil, you definitely know what to do. Get yourself over to the wonderful Rochford Project. Contact him there and he will sort you out. And it just does that, and then it kicks in now where I could have done it, rolled it randomly. Doesn't matter, it's my fault this week. Big love to everybody. Remember, the link is just above in the top of the descriptions for the Just Giving page for the Children with Cancer UK. That goes directly to them. I don't touch any of that money at all. Thank you so much for everybody's support with that. Make sure you join us tomorrow for the UK Vape Show.
The third best show in UK.
True. Big love to you all. Thank you very much. I'm burping again. Thank you very much to all the spanners for keeping us safe. Don't forget to leave us a message on the replay. If you're watching this on the replay, leave us a message. And don't forget to get your hand checks in next week. Big love to you all. We'll see you same time next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. Good nighter. I'm on time,
Oh, smokes, Batman. Have we finished?
I'm a couple of minutes early. I could have gone a little bit later.
You just want to please Benny. I get it.
He's one of my. Make sure you get over to Benny Vapes. He's lovely, Benny. He's one of my mates.
You're a habitual pleaser.
I'm bloody. You should have to ask my wife. She knows all about that.
And your clients.
I'm sat here doing Benny Vapes hands, and it's on a black screen. What a dickhead. Big love.